Hello, welcome to Monday and Floss Tube Day and football day. I'm Nicole and this is Nick Stitches, and it's Monday and it's like a week before Christmas, and in like 100% full complete transparency, I tried to film this Thursday, I don't know, last week. And I was like, I'm gonna get ahead of the game. And I tried to film it early, and it was Thursday. So I was like, oh, Thursday night football, like we're good. I can like do the whole thing. Nope. Watched it and like made multiple idiot moves and was like, can't do it. And then like some stuff happened and I actually fucking finished something. And I was like, oh no, I have to do a video because it was on Instagram and you guys know. So there it is. It's Douglas. He's chilling. It is Saints and Colts this evening. The Saints have 3 points. Colts have 0 points. Like most Monday nights, I don't have a dog in this fight. Because if you don't know yet, I'm a Lions fan. And as I mentioned last week, they're not playing football anymore. Like, at all. Whatever. Had a grouchy ass husband from that one today. So, okay, so I have stuff. I have one whip. I have one FFO, finally effing over. One thing I bought that I haven't even opened yet, I'm gonna open with you guys. And then I'm gonna do 2 of the holiday hashtags that I've seen running around. And I'm sure I will tell 700 stories in between. Yeah, so here we go. So first, dun, 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 dun. Oh, and you can see the big circle in it. Oh, over there, you're good. There, it's as good as it gets. It's a finish. This is Steotchalong 2019. I believe it's officially Steotchalong 7. My husband declared it his quite a few weeks ago, way before I finished. He said he wanted it. His birthday was this past Friday. So I did finish it on Friday and washed it and ironed it and all that Thursday night. But I didn't frame it until yesterday. Yeah. Poor Sophia, you can't really see her face now that it's framed. So that kind of sucks. But that's okay. I did it. And now the question will be, can I get it back to where it was? Because he put it way up on a high shelf and I'd like get on my tippy toes to get it down. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm going to do this next because I really want to freaking see it. So last week, I believe I told you guys I was going to try not to buy anything until the new year. I made it less than 24 hours because that happened. Ooh, these are pretty. So I was online and I was looking at bougie ass fabric, which I really might just hashtag that too. And landed at BeStitchMe. I got these. So excited. So this one, let me see if I open it, you can see less crazy here. Nope. I bet if I do it close. There we go. There it is. It's like purpley and blue and swirly. These are all 18 count Aida. I've mentioned that's my jam for stitching. I might use this one for that historical sampler that I showed you guys last week that I bought from the effing UK. I think someone mentioned on Instagram, because I posted I bought these, and someone mentioned I should do that. And I think what I'm gonna do is once I get all the floss for it, I'm gonna like put this on the floor, dump all the floss on top of it, and see how the colors look. Super scientific, like super scientific. So yeah. This green one, I did get with the intention of doing the, what was it? The Fat Ass Santa, the thing, Lampoon, Christmas Vacation, the Christmas Vacation quote, but I will say it's more teal than I thought it was gonna be. Not that that's a problem. That's my favorite color on earth, is teal. I don't know what I'm doing with this one. It doesn't matter. I like it. Yeah, I got distracted. Like I went on the website just to look and ended up buying, I wanted green. And then I got 2 more. Yeah. So these are from BeStitchMe. She has an Instagram, she has a website, she sells fabric, and she has a shiny new floss tube. And I love it. And if I recall correctly, she has like 8 freaking kids. So, ma'am, more power to you. Couldn't do it. Yeah, so these are my shiny new things I'm excited about. And then for those of you who do not follow me on Instagram or may not know, so I found out maybe 2-3 days ago, a couple days ago, that we are going to see my in-laws on Friday. I didn't think I was going to see them before Christmas. I wasn't particularly in any level of rush to do anything for them for Christmas because I'm a sucker. I don't think they mind. We were just gonna wait whenever we do it, January, whatever. And then found out I'm going to see them and be staying with them on Friday. And I was like, well, obviously I gotta stitch something for them. So, oh, you know what? I have the pattern. So I posted it on Instagram and I called it my power whip because I had, I think, eight days from when I started. I have to like do it, finish it. Yeah, it goes this way. It is antique letter N. Yes, my last name also starts with an N. This is from MyTreasureIsland on Etsy. I'm not gonna lie, I just Etsy searched like giant cross stitch alphabet. I was initially gonna do it's mine too, last name, because it's short, but couldn't find like a font. I wanted like a really nice script. I wanted something that would finish like maybe 10, sorry, my kids are talking. And I'm sure they're wondering what I'm doing, but that's okay. 10, 12 inches long, like maybe 6-ish high, like a nice script of our last name. Could not, to save my life, find one. And then tried to try one of those pattern maker things where you can like put a picture in. And I did a font that I liked, saved the actual thing of my last name as a JPEG and like tossed it in there. And it came out at 16,000 stitches. And I was like, well, no. So yeah, I haven't figured that out. And honestly, I wouldn't have had time. I would not have been able to finish a whole name in 8 days. So I got this on Etsy. It's $3. She emailed it to me the next morning. So before I show you my whip, because I'm actually making like legitimate progress. So I will say, not my favorite pattern. Lord knows I have beef with all the patterns apparently. I'm going to show you, literally this is a corner and I don't think it breaks any rules here. All the squares, show it closer. There you go. All the squares are totally filled in as opposed to being a little symbol, which is creating havoc because I write all over my patterns. I've told you guys that. Like I use a highlighter and a Sharpie and I write all over them and mark what I'm done. That's how I keep track of where I am. And I can't because they're solid black squares. So I'm having a time. Thankfully, it's not that bad. It's not that big. So this is how far I am. Quite literally almost halfway. I will say the actual pattern only called for one color, the whole thing in one color. I did decide to do the leaf in green and this part green, and this whole swirl like comes all the way around and like into the thing here, and then the flower in the middle in red. And there's some teeny flowers. I think I'm gonna do in yellow. Because if you're gonna do a pattern in 8 days, you should change it and add colors and stuff. Yeah. So this is the only thing I've been working on. Her pattern said, it's on 18, of course it's on 18, said it would be like 5 by 5 finished. So I like cut this. Oh look, that's the back. It actually looks not like a shit show. Not that it matters. We've discussed this. I cut the Ada and put it in my circle and then started way off to the side. Started here. So it's gonna finish like over here. I'm gonna be playing chicken. Bought a frame yesterday when I was at Michael's. not gonna work. I bought a 5x5. It's an 8x8 frame with a mat to make it 5x5. Turns out the finished thing is like 5 1/4. I was like, son of a whore. So, yep, that's where that is. Gonna stitch tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I have to finish it Thursday night. Like non-negotiable, it has to be done Thursday night. We leave Friday. My company, one of the offices for my company is where his parents live. That's where we met. That's where we used to live. It's about 2 hours from here, and we're going to their Christmas party. So we have to like be there by like 6:30, ready for a Christmas party on Friday. So I got to finish this Thursday night because I have to like leave work early and get the kids down there and do the thing. Don't know how that's gonna work, but we're gonna try. Yeah, I'll be able to do it. That's 2 or 3 days worth of progress. Like literally, I've just had it out all weekend stitching. So I'll work on it tonight when we're done. Football update, it is still 0-3. Drew Brees is doing stuff. So there. Yeah. So that's all of it. That's my one finish and my one whip and it was just one store worth of purchases. So yeah. So what else? Hellos. Jennifer Upton said hello in her video, and I got super excited by her cute little crocheted animals. And then Jules at Moonshine Craftcast. She also gave me a shout out, and she knits as well as cross stitch. I'm learning real quick, you guys. Lots of you guys do all the things. And I like went on the hunt for some of my old knitting projects because I used to love knit. I guess I still knit. It's been like 5 years, 10 years, but I don't do it anymore, mainly because my box full of knitting stuff was like this big. And when I moved here, I just hadn't done it in years, so I gave it all to a friend. Maybe one day, but yeah, so thank you, both of you. I also want to say, Jules cracked me up. She was talking about, she had a whip. It was like a Halloween, autumn-y, fall something. And there were letters, and there was a little dooflashy swirly. And she was talking about how she did it backwards. And she's very soft-spoken, and it was very sweet. And she was like, oh, it's fine. Creative license is mine. And I was like, yes, bitch, get it. Like, this is my thing. You guys know this. We talked about this. And somebody, oh, damn, Nicole. I try so hard. Look how many notes I made this week. And I did not write her name down. Somebody not only tagged me, she put my name in the title of her video. She finished this like super big, badass cross stitch. I believe she said she was doing it for her son who's in the military, and it looked really, really cool, but she was like super effing over it and was so glad to be done and put it in the title, and I got a serious giggle. And then I did not write her name down. So I will find it and I will put it down there as a thank you, and I will say thank you again next week because I feel like a punk ass bitch. But that's okay. Yeah, and then was there someone else? I feel like there's someone else. God knows. I try and give you guys notes, and I just do a shitty job. Hello to everybody on the YouTube. Last time I looked at it, which admittedly was not today, yesterday, 2 days ago, it was like over 500. You guys are awesome. I will say last week I mentioned that I enjoyed that everybody, like Google told me you are all over the age of 35. All of you. And one person left a comment. She was like, I'm 22. So you, ma'am, get an apology. All of you who are like, I'm 33. Welcome to middle age. You're done. You don't get any more chances. Google thinks you're 35. Yeah, no, literally one person was like, I'm under 35. And everybody else was like, yeah, awesome. I do also believe my one lone male stitcher messaged me. He was very, very sweet. But I think he's my lone holdout at this point. So, yeah. Yeah, so that was all of those things. Like I said, I'm going to do both the hashtags that are currently wandering around. I will actually hashtag them as well, because that's how it works. The MWS Holiday Tag, which is the Married with Stitches, and then Hello Holiday Needlework Tag. Liz Mathews created that one. She actually tagged me on her picture, so thank you. Hello, Liz. yeah, I'm going to do both of them. I don't know if they're going to be appropriate because they probably won't be. So know this now, friends of the internet. So yeah, we will start with the MWS Holiday Tag. And I wrote down all of their things. So let's get started. Number 1, a real tree or artificial. It's artificial. It's not only artificial, it's pre-lit. So when I was young, I always had a real tree. And then when I moved out and got my own apartment, I lived in the dorms, residence hall for 4 years on campus in college. So I didn't get my own apartment until the end of college. My 5th year, because I spent some extra time having fun, was the first time I was in an apartment, and I was sharing an apartment with the man I would eventually marry and then divorce, but that's different. So I used to beg him for a real tree. I wanted a real tree so bad. And he was like, no, it's a shit ton of work. We're not doing it. So we had like a cheesy little fake tree, and I was always kind of hateful about it. And then he and I were together a long time, 8 years. And then we were together 10, married for 8. And then when he and I split that first year, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting a real tree. Like, I was so excited, and so like it was vindictive. Like, that's why I wanted a real tree. So I took my kids 3 days after Thanksgiving, if even that much. Got a big ass tree, tied it to the top of my minivan. Like, I was in it to win it. Got it home. I killed it in 4 days. I thought you only had to water a tree once a week. No one warned me I had to water it every day. So I killed it, and it died, and it was a giant fire hazard. And I wouldn't let the kids turn the lights on because I thought it would light on fire. Until Christmas morning, when we finally turned on the lights. I literally left lights on for a half an hour and then turned them off. And then when I got that thing out of the house, and there were needles everywhere, and I was like, oh my God, never again. So my deepest apologies to my ex-husband. I actually told him that story the year I did it, and he was like, sounds about right. Yep, never ever again. So we have this lovely artificial tree that's pre-lit. So I just like take it out of the box, put the 3 pieces together, and plug it all in, voila, and then I let kids put ornaments on it. So artificial forever. Presents Christmas Eve. No, so I've mentioned now, previous videos, I have 2 kids from my first marriage, and my husband has 1 from his previous marriage, and we alternate holidays, and our holidays line up with each other, but we never have kids Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This year they're with their other parent Christmas Eve, and then they come back to us Christmas Day. And like next year will be flipped. I'll have them Christmas Eve. They go to their dad Christmas Day. So we never really got a tradition started. They were pretty little, so we never did anything special Christmas Eve. I do give them holiday PJs like Thanksgiving, and I have some too. And so does my husband. He loves them, let me tell you. And we decorate the tree wearing matching PJs, and I take pictures because I'm that mom. And I don't feel bad about it. So yeah, we don't do anything specific Christmas Eve. We don't open presents early. We don't do any of this stuff. Favorite holiday movie? Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Although I will have you know, the internet, there's a meme running around this year, was like, actually, Die Hard is a bunch of people running away from Alan Rickman in a tower. That's a Harry Potter movie. And I was like, I will accept this answer. But seriously, my favorite is The Holiday, the one with Jack Black, and I don't even know who else is in it. Clearly, I'm good at holiday movies. I just think it's really sweet. Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz, maybe both of them. I'd have to go dig. Apparently, I haven't watched it yet this year, but I do really love it. I just think it's sweet. It's not overtly cheesy. To be fair, I like a good cheesy movie. I also like the standards. I like The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I like Love Actually. I like Elf. I like all of those. But something about The Holiday is just a good, like, I'm cracking a bottle of wine and I'm watching it myself. Yeah. So, food for Santa. Not really. Again, I don't have my kids on Christmas Eve. I have them one or the other. They're also older. They're 8, and 11. So we've never done it. I did get to a point where I would like leave Santa a beer or a bottle of wine. Kids don't care. We do Santa, but we've not made a huge deal of it. So can I also tell you guys, I don't like this shirt on this video. I had yet another video call at work today. I've worked for this company for 5 years. I've never done a video call before 2 weeks ago, and now I've done 3 in 2 weeks. I'm like, this is weird, I don't like it. But I try and put on a grown-up shirt, you know, with my PJs and slippers. But I'm looking at it, and this looks super wonky, probably because I washed it and I dried it, because I don't dry clean shit. Like when I put it on and look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, it's very Jackie O. And now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, it's like a hot mess. Sorry. So I keep doing this because it's bothering me. Sorry. If you don't like a present, are you honest or pretend to love it? It depends on who it's from. Like I did a Secret Santa at work, not a Secret Santa, a white elephant at our Christmas party last year. And like, I didn't love what I got, but like, I'm not going to say anything at my office party, also white elephant. Or like if the neighbors were to give us something, but like, you know, this year stuff like candles and stuff, like I'm not a candle person at all. So yeah, if it's that, like I wouldn't say anything. But on the flip side, like if my mom gave me something and I already had it, I would tell her, I would be honest with my mom, not in a rude way and not like immediately like, got this, don't want it, bye. But like the next day I'd be like, Mom, I just want to let you know. So yeah, depends on the scenario. I don't think it's on here. Oh no, it is. I'll save it for when I get there. Yeah, pet gifts. Nope. I will, let me show you my only pet here. Please hold 1 second. This is Gary. He's my hamster. This is the only pet in my house. Isn't that right, dude? He's like, bitch, what are you doing? Why am I out? What is this light? Yeah, so this is Gary. I'm gonna put him back before he pisses in my hand. So I have no pets otherwise. I didn't want any pets. I'm not really a pet person. My husband and I have entertained the idea of a cat, but we still keep deciding against it. So one of my best friends kept telling me that I needed to get my kids a pet, and I was like, no, I really don't. And then we went to her house in July. And before I even made it in the house, my kids did. Of course they did. It's their friends. They're excited. And my best friend gave them a hamster. Like, without telling me or warning me. I'm buying her children glitter and Sharpies and a tambourine this year. Like, I can't. Thankfully, he's easy to take care of. So, yeah. But no, I buy him food once every 3 months when he runs out and change his cage. And to be clear, my kids don't give any shits about him. They don't do anything. They don't help. They don't care. That dude's all on me. Yeah, so no on the pet gifts. Gone caroling. No, and you don't want me to. Not a good singer. I think I am in the car, but I know I'm not. Kissed under the mistletoe. Not in like a rom-com kind of way, where like star-crossed lovers across the room, I'll meet you under the mistletoe. Like, nah, sometimes I'll have a couple glasses of wine and grab my husband and be like, babe, look, you gotta kiss me right under this. And he's like, it's a plan. So yeah, like I have, but not in like a cutesy kind of way. I just wrote regifted. I assume it's something about, do I regift? Sure, damn do. I'm a big fan of regifting. Depending on the person and the scenario, I don't think Christmas is supposed to be about spending money. And if there is something in my home I'm not using, will not use, if I receive a gift that I'm not going to use, I don't think there's anything wrong with passing it to someone who will. It just doesn't faze me. I'm not like sharing panties here. Like, again, candles. Sure, re-gift them all day long. Do I save bags? Yes. By law. You have to. They're expensive. Holiday cards. Sure did. I love holiday cards. So this picture that you can half see is from our card last year, and our pictures last year. I thought ahead. So this is our holiday card this year. Are we cute? I'm a big card person. I like a good holiday card. Always have. It's ironic because I'm not a big Christmas person, which I've told you. This is mine. This is my husband. It's all his doing. But yeah, I do like holiday cards. I try and do them every year. I don't always succeed, but I do try. Do I enjoy giving or receiving? Both. And I don't mean that in like a polite, kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, I love a good gift. Yeah. But I enjoy giving gifts. Like I do, and I will be clear, like both giving and receiving wise, like I don't like the gifts you get and give just for the sake of doing it. Like because it is like socially polite to give a gift in that situation. But something that's like thoughtful, that you either put effort into or time into or whatever. Like I really, really enjoy both giving and receiving those. And to be clear, Amazon gift cards. I like those too. There's no thought there. Don't care. Love them. I'm not knocking the gift card world. Like it's my jam. It's my favorite thing to do. But yeah, I do really like both giving and receiving like the thoughtful level gifts. Yeah. So I try, actually I just did, so I mentioned my husband's birthday was Friday. I gave him the Golden Girls. That was not his actual gift. I bought him a big, well, you guys can't see me, this big blueprint, Tiger Stadium in Detroit, where the Detroit Tigers baseball team used to play at Michigan and Trumbull. It is now flat. But I gave him that. He's an architect, so like blueprints are his jam and whatever, but like that kind of, and he loved it. Like that's the kind of thing I really, really enjoy doing. So yeah. So that is the end of MWS Holiday Tag. I do want to sidebar and say I'm shocked. I mean, I know that I tell you guys every week, like, you might meet the kids this week. Like, I still hear them. They're still talking. And at this point, they might just be listening to me at the top of the stairs. Hope not. But they might be. All right. Second holiday hashtag is Hello Holiday Needlework Tag by Liz Mathews. So we're just going to jump right in. All right, first one. What would you rather stitch? Snowflakes, reindeer, Christmas tree, or menorah? Snowflakes are out. They're boring. Sorry. I'm sorry. And I don't think I'd stitch a menorah unless I was doing it for a friend. Like it's not something I would probably just be like, yes, I want to stitch a menorah. My children ask me every year if we can be Jewish and celebrate Hanukkah. And I'm like, no, why? And they're like, because 8 nights of presents. I'm like, you missed all the memos behind Hanukkah. Good job. So yeah, but no. Reindeer or Christmas tree? So here's my caveat. If it is like the reindeer in the Mirabilia, I think she's called Snow Queen, that reindeer, I would pick that reindeer all day long. But if it's those cheesy, cartoony reindeer that I see a lot of places, I would pick a Christmas tree. I like the colors. I like the extra work. I'm not a big fan of the cartoony ones. But like I said, like that one reindeer, like he's my jam. That is on my like maybe one day list. Not sure when, but you know. What needlework tool is on your wish list? Maybe a Q-snap, which sounds kind of weird. Mainly because I kind of want to try it, but I don't know if I ever will. I use cheap hoops from Joann's, you know, the $4 ones. Sometimes I buy the plastic color ones. Sometimes I buy the wooden ones. I see the Q-snaps and I'm intrigued. There's a part of me that thinks I freaking hate it. But I'm intrigued by them. And I think it's one of those like, oh, I think I'd like to try that, but I don't know. We'll see. But I guess we'd say that. In my cup for stitching, honestly, water, because I don't trust myself. I'm a big water drinker. I drink coffee, black coffee, extra dark, bold roast, black coffee, all morning, like 8 a.m. to noon. I will knock that shit back. I'm sure that surprises a ton of you. They're like, oh, get it now. I drink water all day long. And then if I'm hanging out or doing something, I will drink at night, like beer or wine or liquor if the day is right. I don't really drink pop. I used to. I stopped because my doctor said I should, and I lost like 10 pounds when I did it. So yeah, but I don't trust myself to have wine or coffee around my whips. I know me, I'd spill it in a way that I couldn't fix it. So it's always water. Supply or tool I am most grateful for. Tiny scissors. I love my tiny scissors. Yeah, I put them, I only have the one pair, like the Joann's plain pair. They're not the bougie ones, although I do like those ones that I see online. Oh, the Saints have 10 points now. Yeah, but I do, my tiny scissors are probably my lifesaver, more than anything. Did I jump around? Supply tool I'm wanting to try. So apparently that's Q-Snap. Tool on my wish list. All right, so if we rearrange these and say the Q-Snap is something I want to try, needlework tool on my wish list. A new stitch ripper because I lost mine. Okay, I'm going to tell you another story. Clearly, I haven't told you enough. So I have learned this week, we have a very difficult dichotomy in our world, the royal we, me, myself, and I. I will knot a piece of floss, like when I put it in, I will knot that sucker like 3 times. I am convinced that it is going to fall out at any given moment. But then when I go frog stuff, I can't get it out to save my life. Like, it's this weird dichotomy of like, I'll knot it so it doesn't move. And then I actually try and remove it and I'm like, shit, I can't do it. I used to have a stitch ripper. I lost it. I don't know what I did with it. I know they're cheap. They're like $1. I just need to get one. So we'll put that on the wish list. And maybe one day I'll find the happy medium between knotting the hell out of something or frogging it. And to be clear, I have tried the loop start. Don't like it. Not for me. Favorite holiday color fiber. I feel like I might have missed an adjective or two. Green. Is that the right answer? Sorry. I wrote this list a week ago when I watched Liz's video. Green. Green. That's my favorite color. It's my favorite holiday color. Color fiber. I mean, green for that too. Sorry if I missed something in there. My bad. Designer, I would order Sight Unseen. Oh, Steph X Stitch. Stephanie Rohr. I love her stuff. Her stuff I've actually been cross-stitching the longest as far as length of time. And I feel like I've never seen a pattern of hers that I don't love. And even if I don't personally have somewhere to put it, I always have someone I could gift it to. She has a lot of feminist stuff. She has the feminist cross-stitch book. Lots of feminist stuff, lots of snarky stuff, lots of funny stuff. Like literally I could do any single one of hers and be thrilled with it. And I mean, I have her feminist cross-stitch book. I have bought like 6 or 7 of her PDFs. Like I really like her stuff. And I feel like that would be a super safe. They're quick, they're easy, they make great gifts. So yeah, she's probably my go-to. I'm far too picky to pick one of like the big designers because I'm not putting a lot of work into something if I don't love it. I'm a pain in the butt that way. What will I be grateful to finish? Oh my God, that stupid lions thing. That for those of you who have watched previous videos, I mentioned one time in my first video, and I haven't mentioned it again because I haven't freaking touched it since. It's a nightmare. It's huge. It's full coverage. It's crazy confettied. As I mentioned in that video as well, like I am convinced a human has never stitched this. She took like a really cool, badass picture. What are they doing? Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. Like something just fell, maybe a body. They're my kids, whatever. She took a picture and like put it in a pattern maker, called it a day. There are some really weird choices. There is a level of confetti that is obscene and not useful. Even little things like the letters are outlined and the outline didn't even like map correctly on the pattern. I just kicked the light stand and I kicked the phone and then the phone told me I was low battery. So if you just saw my armpits, you're welcome. So yeah, I really look forward to finishing that. When I got it and realized how big it was, I thought maybe I could finish it by the end of football season. Like I said, I haven't touched it in 6 weeks. It's huge. I'm like a third of the way through one of like 9 pages. It's gonna take a long time. I think it will look good when it's done. I think it'll look really cool. It's bigger than I thought. It's crazier than I thought. And it's so time consuming because of how confettied it is. So I'll be real glad when it's over. Favorite holiday tradition when it's over. Sorry to be Debbie Downer here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not, I've told you guys, Christmas is not my favorite. I mean, the decorating's cute, and I know my kids like it, and it's fun, and the magic and the joy and the blah, 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 blah. We are not religious. We don't have any involvement in the religious side of it. I just look at it as like time to spend with your family. That's also how I see Thanksgiving. And I get to do it twice in like 4 weeks, and I don't like them that much. Yeah, I'm generally not a holiday person, except my birthday is like a national holiday. I'm a brat on my birthday. I know it. But yeah, I'm not a big holiday person. I mean, literally the only thing I would even call a tradition is the PJs on Thanksgiving when we decorate the tree, or Black Friday, whichever day we do it. Otherwise, I don't have a lot of things. We have too many parents and too many kids and blended families, and you know, I'm divorced and my husband is previously divorced and my brother is divorced and my parents are divorced, and like, first of all, we're a statistic. Second of all, like, there's so many places to go. Everybody's kids have to go to both parents and both grandparents and 4 grandparents and like so much, which makes it hard to routinely do anything. So yeah, I'm not a lover of the holidays. If I want to see your pretty smiling faces, I'll just call you. We'll go out on a Tuesday. So that's how I feel about that. Well, that's the end of the list. So I did both of them and have now talked for 37 minutes. And if this one sucks, I don't care. I'm posting it because I'm not recording it again. Worked so hard to get on top of the game for you guys. Failed. Yeah, so there you have it. Next week, I won't have any kids, which means I don't know if my husband's going away on Monday night to go have guys' night, and it's like 2 days before Christmas. So I will brace you all now. It might be more than a week. I might try again if he goes out one night later this week. Although I don't know if I'm gonna have anything to show you. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just wait like 10 days. If you have made it this far, which I don't expect many of you have, I talk a lot about nothing. Thank you again to all of the followers here and on Instagram. I appreciate you all. In January, I think I want to do a giveaway, like a big, just a thank you, not a difficult one. Like I'm going to just gather the things and one person's going to win. I'm going to like draw a random comment. Like we're going to keep this as easy, low key as possible. And to be completely blunt, like I'm going to do a gift card. That said, if any of you make lovely things and wish to contribute to it, by all means, I welcome it. If not, someone's getting a gift card. I just think it's a fun way to say thank you to all of you guys who watch and follow and listen to me go on and on every week. And honestly, I don't want to tell you what you like. I don't want to like pick something specific that people be like, oh, I don't want to enter for that. Like if I give you a gift card to Joann's, you can go buy all the DMC your heart desires and maybe some scissors. So that's my thought. But that said, like, I know there's a lot of fun like designers and people who make the things. So if you do want to do something with it, if not, we're good. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that and when. Will be January. We have to survive the holidays. Yeah. So there you have it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you soon-ish. Week-ish. If for some reason I don't make it again before Christmas, Merry Christmas. I'll be honest, I don't know when Hanukkah is this year. I think it might have already started. If it did, Happy Hanukkah. If not, Happy Early Hanukkah. Whatever solstice, holiday you guys got, have at it. I hope you enjoy your families and your break. And if nothing else, I hope you get a day off of work. If you don't celebrate a damn thing other than, what's it called? Krampus is the monster. The one from Seinfeld. The thing I can't remember. I'll remember it as soon as I turn this off. That. If that's how you celebrate, go for it. I'm proud of you. Yeah, I hope you guys get a day off. I hope you get at least one day to rest and enjoy something. Your couch, and the TV, and some wine. That's all. Talk to you guys later.